Welcome back. Today we're doing a deep dive into, well, a really profound narrative from our sources. It covers cosmic authority, how it was lost, and then surprisingly regained.
It's a huge story, yeah. We're talking about the ultimate restoration of, well, everything.
Exactly. And we need to understand the key players here. God the Father, the Son, who the sources sometimes call the second God, or the Word, which is fascinating in itself.
Right. And then you have the first Adam, and of course the figure known as Satan. These are the central characters in this cosmic drama.
Okay, so let's start at the beginning. How did this authority structure look initially, according to the texts?
Well, the sources are pretty clear. God the Father basically entrusted all judgment, all authority over creation directly to the Son. It was a complete delegation.
All of it, to the Son.
All of it. And then within that setup, the first Adam was given, let's say, management responsibility over the earth, a significant role.
Okay, that makes sense. A kind of hierarchy, but things didn't stay that way, did they? There's a fall described.
No, they didn't. And this is where it gets quite dramatic. The sources say Adam, through disobedience. Well, he didn't just make a mistake. He actually lost that dominion.
Lost it? To whom?
To Satan. The texts describe Adam becoming a servant of sin. His choice fundamentally shifted things.
So his disobedience wasn't just personal, it had cosmic implications.
Absolutely. It meant, for a time at least, Satan effectively became the prince of this world. He took over the domain Adam was meant to manage. It shows how choices, have these huge ripple effects.
Wow. So dominion lost. How did the sources say this gets resolved? It seems like a massive problem.
It is. And the solution described is, well, it's unexpected. The texts say the second God, the Son, who already owned creation, right? He chose this path of extreme humility.
Humility, how so?
He chose to become what the sources call a weak creature. He became the last Adam, drawing a direct parallel to the first.
Okay, wait. The owner becomes a creature. Why? Just to take back power.
That's the fascinating part. The sources suggest it wasn't just about reclaiming power directly. It was deeper. It was about redeeming the first Adam, yes, but also about proving the truth, the validity of God's commandments to all creatures.
Proving the commandments, like a cosmic test case.
Sort of, yeah. It served as this huge revelation. It starkly revealed Satan's true nature, his willingness to go so far as to kill God in this humbled form.
That's intense.
It is. And it also clearly separated the obedient, the righteous angels and those who genuinely love God, from the rebellious, the fallen angels, those driven by self-interest.
So that act, that humbling leading up to the cross the sources describe, it becomes a dividing line.
Exactly. The cross is presented as salvation for some, but judgment for others. It's the pivot point.
Okay, so the last Adam takes on the first Adam's failure.
Takes on the sin, the curse, yes. And in doing so, defeats Satan and secures the right to re-inherit creation. It paves the way for the first Adam, metaphorically speaking, to be reborn, free from sin.
And the authority over the earth, that was lost?
It gets restored. The sources say this happens partially now through the Holy Spirit in believers.
Partially now.
And then fully in a future period the texts call the 1,000-year kingdom, a time of complete restoration and rule.
So this connects to people now then. It's not just ancient history or future prophecy.
Definitely. The sources emphasize the role of what they call martyr witnesses. These are individuals whose unwavering obedience to the commandments, even facing death.
Their obedience proves something.
It proves the truthfulness of the commandments to everyone, to all creation. It's presented as essential for the final judgment, the end of suffering, and achieving this state called rest.
Rest for creation itself?
Yes. The ultimate picture is a completed creation. Only those who truly love God and their neighbor remain. The disobedient face a final separation, described as the lake of fire. That's the conclusion to this whole arc of lost and regained dominion.
It's an incredibly vast story arc. You start with cosmic ownership, then this devastating loss of authority, followed by this really profound act of humility by the owner himself.
Leading to the defeat of the usurper and the ultimate restoration of everything. It ties it all together.
So a final thought for us to ponder from these sources.
Well, one really striking idea is that creation itself is described as like waiting eagerly for these sons of God, these martyr witnesses, to fully play their part.
Waiting for them to demonstrate the truth.
Exactly. Their actions in proving the commandments are seen as the key that unlocks this final cosmic rest. So according to these texts, it's not just a finished story. It's an ongoing reality, and how it plays out affects the future of existence itself.